Welcome to another episode of the Go Flush Yourself podcast with Jared Kirk and Matt Milbauer. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Go Flush Yourself podcast. This is Matt, and I'm here with Jared. Jared, how's it going?
It's going good, man.
Good. So we're actually recording together live in person. Haven't done that in some time since some of our earlier ones. And we're on my back porch, so you might hear some background noise. We're sitting here at the table out here, and we have the dogs running around. I have my two springers, and then Jared brought over Bones, who hasn't seen my dog since last hunting season.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah. So they're all running around together. It's a springer party, and they're doing pretty good. I think Sophie. Oh, just as I say that, Sophie is not happy that Bones is near her dad. I think is what it is. When he comes near me, she's a little protective of this other dog is near you. And now Sophie's trying to get in my lap. Anyhow, so there'll be some distractions in this call, but it's go flush yourself. We got our flushes running around.
Good time.
Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, I do want to say, Jared. So Jared got here, and I threw the tennis ball, and Bridget is obsessed, as she's chasing one right now, with tennis balls, and it's hers. And the other dogs, I don't think care as much, obviously, or they just have given up because Bridget's obsessed. But I did get a pheasant dummy out, like a Dachshund pheasant dummy, and threw it for Bridget, and she retrieved it kind of once. After that, she just wanted to sit with it, which is what she does with that particular dummy. I don't know why. Jared did it for Bones, and just bringing it right back to him. Looked like a pro. I had to hold Bridget back during that, and Sophie kind of wandered off, so it worked out. But Jared, like, what have you been working on with Bones to kind of get that retrieve going? Because it looked really good.
Thank you. Just that, basically doing a lot of retrieve stuff with him because of the weather and because there's a bunch of baby birds running around him and staying out of the field mostly. Just doing a lot of stuff in the just the short grass and stuff parked by my house. So doing a lot of blind retrieves and just trying to get him out almost daily. Just run 10 minutes or so, just doing retrieves and stuff like that. And he seems to really kind of love it, and just getting him dialed in for his retrieving and stuff like that. That seems to be his favorite thing. He knows when I grab the training bag that it's go time. And that's basically what I've all been working on right now. And nothing too crazy, just retrieve.
And Bridget almost hit the laptop with the tennis ball a second. No, it's just as Jared finished talking. No, he's looking good. You know how much he weighs now, roughly?
I want to say probably close to 30 pounds. He still seems like tiny to me. I think it's because I'm used to bigger dogs.
Yeah, he's in between my springer sizes. So like Bridget's, I think, right at 30, and Sophie's probably upper 30s, 37 or so. And he looks, just by eyeball, he looks kind of in between there.
Yeah.
But he's like Bridget they're related, with the shorter legs, a little more stocky. Sophie's some different breeding lines, and she's a little leggier. She almost looks kind of like I don't know, I guess like a springer, but kind of the longer legs. But no, he's looking good. He looks healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. How old is he now again?
He is about almost a year and a half.
Okay. Yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah.
Looking good. So it's supposed to be a fun season with these three running around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be great because now he's past the puppy. This is like first full on season with him doing real, stuff in the field, like real work, not just trotting around trying to figure it out. And it happens kind of flashes of things. Oh, look at this. So just for the audience, Sophie's over here. Sophie's my buddy. She'd be in my lap if she could all the time, but obviously that's not ideal. And Bones decided that, he kind of likes to get pets from me too. And he's testing Sophie's patience. Anyhow, well, cool. No, this is going to be exciting. So having all these dogs run around come hunting season, which we're past July 4th. We're recording this on July 5th. So in my brain, that's the slide down into hunting season now. Now it's like July just all of a sudden will disappear, and then we'll be in August, and that's when things start flying. Like we know we're ready to really be ready to go come September 1 if we go out for doves, or what grouse is the 15th for us, I think. Our regs just came out on our season, so yeah, we're starting to get geared up for this season. And this off season seemed to go forever. It also seemed to go by kind of fast.
Yeah, it did.
which is nice.
Bird training season starts in August.
That's right.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
You can start right there. Yeah.
So that'll be fun. I'll start getting into the field some more. Getting ready for September and stuff like that. I already got some plans for September 1st. I got some places picked out already. I'm gonna go do some late season scouting, probably late August.
You're talking for doves?
For doves,
Yeah.
yep. I got some places I picked out last year that I think might be good for this coming season.
Are you wanting to sit and decoy, or are you going to try to stalk a little bit, like walk around, try to flush some other fields?
Probably do a little bit of both.
Okay.
That's what I usually do. Opening day, I usually just try to like just kind of decoy a little bit, and then after that, I like to go just spot and stock and kind of flush them out and stuff like that, look for them, and
Yeah.
try it that way. At least gets the some blood pumping for the actual upland season and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
The dogs, used to walking around and looking for birds and stuff like that, and so yeah. And then we'll roll right into grouse season, or I'm gonna try to get that a little harder this year too. Got some spots I want to try to check out too. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about bird numbers this year. I guess we'll see when we actually get boots on the ground, when we get closer to the season and how things shook out. But we had a very mild winter.
Mm-hmm.
We had average, maybe above average wet early spring.
Yeah.
It then dried out. It's gotten kind of warm, but I don't think that's that big of a deal if it gets too warm.
No.
But not heat wave hot. Sometimes out here in the Columbia Basin and in Northwest, it gets well into triple digits where it gets really hot, and we haven't seen a lot of it this year. So, and not a lot of damaging rains or anything like that. So and insect counts, at least in my backyard, we can probably attest here looking around, are pretty damn high. Like we have insects seem crazy. So it seems like from an amateur's look at bird populations that we have a good shot this year at having some numbers. A holdover is probably good.
Yeah.
Chicks are probably good. I know just walking around my neighborhood, there's irrigation canals run through. There's so many ducklings this year alone. So, and I've seen tons of baby quail as well. So
yeah, seen a lot of doves flying around too, which is nice.
I've seen a lot of doves, a lot of doves.
Pretty excited about that.
So yeah, it looks promising. I guess time will tell, but it looks like we have last season was a good season, I think, for birds, and this year might be good as well. They won't always be this way, so we're going to enjoy it while we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you been thinking about kind of what you want to chase this year? Anything you want to target in particular that you haven't in the past, or anything you want to go harder on?
Really, I think I do want to hit grouse a little harder this year.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy it. I do want to try out huns again. I want to see if I can get a hun with bones. That was pretty cool watching them flush last year and stuff like that.
That was fun.
Seemed like you more than me have kind of figured out where these things are at and just tag along for the ride.
Yeah, I have a couple of. I've been Onyx scouting, so I have a few more ideas too that might broaden that hun reach.
Yeah, try that a little bit. Obviously, pheasants and stuff like that. I'm a little disappointed. We heard one of our places we went last year might have got sold. So we got to figure out if that's still public, if still able to hunt it or not, because that was a pretty awesome spot.
That was and there's a lot of. That's the thing that was like in Washington State, and this is true across a lot of states. We have private land access programs. And like the common one here that these hunters like is feel free to hunt. And there's different tiers of like registered to hunt, ask written permission to hunt, etc. And this was a feel free spot that I'm not sure who, but different organizations and maybe even the state helped build a nice habitat area. Like it was very well taken care of. The habitat was near perfect for here.
Yeah.
And it held a lot of pheasants and a lot of valley quail.
Yes.
And so it looks like it might no longer be open, and that's the part of it. When you do the habitat projects in private land, it might not always be open to the public, and that's just is what it is. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it looks like that spot might be gone. So at least access to us. Yeah. Anyhow, but there's lots of other spots.
There is.
The spots near there that are still good.
Yes. There's still some good spots.
That we can check that out. But yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, I think we just discovered that spot really last year.
Last year, yeah.
And we hunted it opening day, and we hunted it some other times. I took some people there too, and solid.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad, but that's the way it goes. So if there's more spots out there.
Let's talk about any new gear for this year.
One thing I need to get is new boots.
Sure.
I'm going I could get flack for this. That's fine. I'm going a strange route
Sure.
because I bought a pair of boots that they weren't super expensive,
Mhm.
but they were reviewed well.
Sure.
They're Irish setters.
Okay.
And they didn't last. They lasted a season and a half
Mm-hmm.
before I had water leaking in
Yeah.
and just general discomfort. Just
Yeah.
they were like, you could tell these are not lasting much longer. And
Sure.
so I knew for this season I need some more. I haven't bought any yet. I'll go out and get some. But I had like I said, it's not a conventional route. I had a pair of work boots at one point
Mhm.
a while ago. And at that job, we got new boots like every year.
Sure.
And so these are the old ones. I'm like, I'll just wear them hunting.
Yeah.
And they're steel toe even, like they were work boots.
Sure.
They were like Georgia boots, like ankle height, tie up
Yep.
leather work boots, right? And they were comfortable and they
Mhm.
lasted forever. And I can't find them. I'm not sure they went. I might have thrown them out at some point. But I want to buy another pair of those. Because I know they fit me. I know they're comfortable. I won't buy steel toe this time. I won't need it.
True.
But they were like not crazy heavy. They
Yeah.
weren't like super light. But the ones I bought, the Irish I bought were very light, and that was nice.
Sure.
But they're only like $120.
Yeah.
So like, I'm gonna grab a pair, and if they end up sucking, then
Yeah.
nothing wrong with having an extra pair of boots.
That's true.
Throw them in the truck.
Yeah.
And then I figure if I like them, great. If not, like I said, extra pair of boots, and I'll go
Yeah.
back to looking at Crispies and whites and all the
There you go.
all the fun, more expensive ones that are probably a million times better than the Georgia boots I'm looking at. But I know I like this pair. They've been around forever.
Yeah.
And when I had them in the past, I had no complaints.
Yeah. Boots are a weird subject.
They're very weird.
Because you got like I ran for my work, I run Solomon's pretty exclusively.
Yeah, right.
Solomon's fantastic boots, great desert boots, great patrol boots, all 9 yards, but they're not great when it's wet.
Oh, right.
I've soaked through multiple sets of Solomon boots.
They're not built as waterproof.
No,
they're not meant to be at all. That's not their
they're
realm.
Yeah, and I've sprayed them and done all that stuff, but something about the water here, just especially like walking in like early dew and stuff like that, it's just soaks straight.
Somehow that does it worse than walking through standing water.
Yeah. So my Solomons are my early season boots, and then my wife bought me a pair of Merrells
Oh yeah.
last year for Christmas.
Yeah.
Wore those a couple times, and those are pretty solid boots. So I'm gonna try those this year. Out a little more. Just basically barely broke them in last year.
I have a pair of Merrell. I forgot the height. It's like the mid height.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 8 inch. I think it's right below that.
Yeah.
Like hiking boots
Mm-hmm.
that I wear when I take the dogs out when I'm going up our hills here on hiking trails and stuff.
Mhm.
And they've been awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if I wear them these particular ones hunting. They're not
Sure.
really built for that, but
Yeah.
I've liked them. They have the Vibram sole.
Yep.
It's always done me right. So yeah, cool. Well, so that's boots. The other kind of gear. You got any other gear going on?
I got the final rise last year.
That's right.
Christmas.
You barely got to break it in, pretty
I think I
much.
took it on one hunt.
Yeah,
maybe two
exactly.
hunts, but
Yeah.
barely, not even enough to get it really like not even dirty. I picked up a couple of their pouches because I'm a gear person. I got that kind of set up. I'm waiting for, I think some of their stuff is out of stock. So I'm waiting for a couple of things to come back in stock
Mhm.
to get it set up exactly the way I want it. But that's what I'm running this year. Trying to think. Yeah, that's basically it. Shotguns are going to stay the same, probably. My
Okay.
old 870. I'm redoing my 20 gauge this year. I'm just going to refit a recoil pad for it, and then that'll probably see some use. My 48 will come out. But yeah, I seem to think more about shotguns during hunting season than off season.
Why is that?
Just because I got a shotgun in my hand most of the time.
Okay, so you're like that like need gets filled by carrying around a shotgun.
Yeah, and so
Right.
like because I thought about buying a new shotgun, I think basically the entire bird season last year.
Right.
Never did it obviously, and then didn't buy one in the off season, and I'm probably not going to buy one. And I figure at this point, like I'm just going to stick with the 870s. Not saying I won't ever change, but right now, like, I mean, it barely broke in. It's only 15 years old. So
That's true.
It's not even. I mean, it's barely broken in. There's
True.
still some bluing on the receiver.
Yeah, that's
So I mean,
yeah, unacceptable. You need to get all the
Exactly.
bluing off.
yeah. So once it turns completely silver, then maybe. But
I like it. Um, do you think you're going to carry the old 870 12 gauge the most this season?
that's my kind
Yeah.
of go-to.
Yeah.
I will take
I was
20
wondering if you think you can go with the 20 more or not.
I will go with 20 gauge. I figure I'll take that out a couple different times. That'll probably go out early season. That's what I usually do. Is I usually ran a 20 gauge early season, and then once pheasant season, then I switch to the 12. Um, I'll probably do that again this year. Take 20 gauge out a couple different times, and then
Yeah.
mostly the 12 gauge because that's what I seem to shoot all the time. So yeah, sticking with what works.
Yeah, we were talking well, let's go shotguns. As I'm thinking, we're talking about it a little bit before we got on here. We'll let the dogs run around. But I have a third job. Not really, technically a third job. On top of my day job, I also teach college classes, and I have another one that I started teaching at a new school. And I thought maybe with the first kind of payout from the first class I teach, I'll treat myself to a new shotgun. Do I need one? I mean, no, but do we ever? 'Cause right now I'll be definitely, if I don't make any changes, I'll be running my CZ Woodcock 20 gauge that I really, really, really do like. It is just a CZ, or nothing wrong with that, but Turkish made guns, and I already had problems and sent it back once, but I think what they did with it and kind of quote unquote hand finish some of the some of the burrs they found in there probably helped it a lot more and probably give it a much longer life than that not happened. So in some ways I'm thankful for that. And I think we're running that, but then also we're kind of thinking about like what should I get? And so we're talking a little bit about this already, but my initial thought was get another Italian style, which the CZ is kind of that way. Like think of a Silver Pigeon. Over under, I really like 20 gauge, another 20 gauge. So then I have the two 20 gauges, have a backup gun in the CZ, and all's good. But then the other side of it is to look into the Satori's and kind of go the other way. And I know like it doesn't quite make sense. Like you should find the one you like and kind of stick with it because they are very different shotguns.
Sure.
The Satori would be much taller in the action, but I don't know. I also kind of want like all the things, right? Like I want to try them both and be able to go try the other one or go to the range and take out the Satori. So I'm not sure, Jared. I've been looking. So my criteria are, and none of these are rock solid. Like I could change my mind, but right now, and have been for a little bit now, 20 gauge, over under, scale down frame, 20 gauge, weight in the 6 poundish range, 6.5 pounds. Yeah, Bridget just made a exciting leaping catch for the tennis ball. It's like your favorite thing in the world. You might like it more than pheasants. Scale down frame, ideally mechanical trigger, not a big deal. Don't care about auto safety or not. I can live either way. So I was thinking the Browning Satori CXS, which is the 525 frame. It's glossy. I like high gloss. And to Jared's point a minute ago with the 870, you get to wear off the bluing, and you get to wear down the gloss. And nothing's more. I like nothing better than seeing someone shotgun they've had for some time, and you see where their hand was on it and where they hold it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
that's more exciting to me than as much as I enjoy solid engraving and everything else. Like that's just the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess time will tell if I actually pull the metaphorical trigger or not on that. But that's one thought of new gear I've been kicking around. We'll see. I don't know, Jared. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I do like the high gloss kind of stuff because again, it goes back to the wearing it down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I will say my 870s is synthetic, so I really can't really wear down.
Yeah, wear down the synthetic, but you can wear down the bluing.
Exactly, you can. So yeah, I get the appeal of the high gloss wood though, and then just the wearing it down and stuff like that. That's warm guns are cool guns.
What about synthetic Satori 525?
That would be pretty cool.
I don't think I would do it, but it's like I like the idea of it.
That would be a good
next gun.
It'd be good like the synthetics. Like I think a lot of people give synthetic guns crap, but like it's nice when you don't have to worry about it. You know?
Oh, when
you're duck hunting,
there's nothing
or
better,
something like that, or
or just a rainy, gross day.
Yeah, it's nice not to have to just it's like my gun's gonna be fine. I just gotta wipe it down a little bit.
Yeah.
and then it's fine.
Exactly.
But then also, you also don't end up getting the cool, like, worn stock finish on us.
Well, like my brother's Benelli Nova he's had since high school.
Camo's wearing down now.
His camo wears down.
Yes.
So if you buy synthetic camo,
Yes.
that will wear down to like a beige color, whatever's underneath,
Yeah, that's true.
and you get that.
That's true.
So I guess there's one way around it, but then you got to buy a camo gun, which are a
true.
little bit out of vogue now. I think
I think so. Yeah.
they weren't 10
yeah.
years ago. They were
No.
like the thing.
They were the thing. Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I will say, I think my synthetic has some JB Weld on it and stuff like that.
There you go.
from when I've cracked it and stuff.
I like that.
Like, I have thought about buying a nice set of like Wingmaster wood
Ooh.
and throwing it on a gun. It's something I've thought about quite.
You have a Wingmaster?
I don't.
Okay. Did you?
I did.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking
and I
of.
sold it like an idiot
Okay.
a long time ago because I thought I needed something else and I didn't.
Which you would know this. I'll put you on the spot. What's the deal? Are there current Wingmasters being made?
Yes.
And what's the deal with the quality on them? What's the overall consensus?
I think with Rim Arms, that's who's technically now Remington.
Yeah.
Now it's called Rim Arms.
Right.
Everything I've heard of is good. Their new Express model, which they don't make anymore, is now.
They have another Field Master?
Yeah, it's like Field. It's called something. It's like Field something. Field Master or something like that.
Okay.
It's basically like they've changed it, so it's not like it's a little more expensive, but then you also get better wood than like the laminated stock you used to get.
Right.
So you get better wood, you get their actual recoil pad, because Remington for the longest time was putting on what they called a recoil pad, but I believe was just a painted black rock on the back,
Right.
which was atrocious. But they actually put a real recoil pad on it. I believe you now get sling swivels front and rear, which before they only gave you the rear one.
Okay.
And you had to buy the front end sling swivel cap for the front. Now that comes standard. It also comes drilled and tapped if you're into that kind of stuff, or if you want to use it for something else. And I believe now it comes with 3 choke tubes and not one.
You used to only come with one.
Yeah, it used to only come with one.
Is that how they same scheme like we bought our Expresses?
Yeah.
Okay. I must have bought more,
Yeah, I have
which doesn't surprise me.
I have an
But
absolute ton of them.
yeah.
And I think that's how they've changed it. The bluing is also a little different. It's a little deeper on their Field model, I guess. Now they still do make the Wingmaster. I haven't actually seen a Wingmaster in person yet. I have seen the newer ones. My dad has a newer Field Master, whatever you call it now, 870, a synthetic one. That he bought that's actually pretty nice. That's not
Okay.
it. It feels pretty good. The stock's a little different, but it feels pretty nice.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Good. Nice. Yeah. There's something about the 870s that's always alluring.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
Yeah. If
they're simple, they're utilitarian, but they're also like the Wingmaster's classy. You
True.
can't say it isn't.
That's true. If I see a Wingmaster, a new one, I might end up buying one.
What do they run now? Any idea?
I think they're right at about $1,000.
Really?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
you
wow.
might be a little bit cheaper than that. But
Okay. Used ones still out there? Is there a big used market for them? I imagine there is.
There's still a big used market. But again, a lot of times you have to worry about the used 870s or the Wingmasters, at least. A lot of them are 2 3/4 inch. Chambers,
yeah.
which you can convert to a 3-inch. It's not super difficult. You have to
Okay.
get some new stuff. You have to change out I believe it's the extractor and the ejector, which requires you to re-rivet some stuff. So it's not as easy.
It's not plug and play.
Yeah, so you got to do a little work to it,
Okay.
and then pick up a different barrel,
Or just shoot 2 3/4.
or just shoot 2 3/4.
That's just your like 2 3/4 day gun.
Yes, but I have one of those already with my 1138.
You already.
So
Yeah, it's not need that.
the wood
then.
stock and the whole nine. I have that one already.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
but yeah, there's a couple different ways. I thought about picking up a different barrel for the 1148 because it's an improved cylinder, which I generally liked, but I think I liked that a little more when I was a dogless hunter
Oh, yeah.
because generally I was flushing the bird, so the bird is pretty close.
Yes.
But now that I have a dog,
You need that range.
the improved cylinder sometimes lacks a little umph, especially when I'm shooting, steel shot and stuff like that. I shouldn't shoot a whole bunch of through the 1148, but
Right. You should not.
And
Yeah.
then also with the bismuth prices going like through the roof.
I haven't even seen the prices. Are they getting crazy?
I think I just got an email from Boss the other day. I guess they're stopping their business production once they're once they're done, they're done. And then they're working on some sort of new US made non-toxic thing.
Is
But they
it
didn't have-
tungsten or?
I don't, if it's tungsten, I don't know if we even have a tungsten mine in the United States.
Oh,
I
is this
know-
because of tariffs?
Yes, because
I
of
see.
tariffs and stuff.
I
like
get
that.
it,
So
I
they're
get
working
it.
on some sort of new non-toxic thing, and that's made in the United States. So that'll be interesting.
Is it just steel? They're going to give it a fun name.
They might like blend it, do
A blend.
a blend of. I have no idea. They teased something about it, but no actual information yet.
Interesting.
So I was probably sticking with Kent Steel.
I can't go wrong with that Kent Fast. I swear, maybe it's just in my head, but
Yeah.
I swear I shoot better with it. They're not a sponsor. That's just how I feel.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
We're open to sponsors. Just so you're
Yeah. If someone wants to sponsor and send me shells, I'll shoot them.
Absolutely.
I'll probably hit birds with them.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do Kent Fast Steel. I have a couple boxes of 20 gauge left. I have a lot of boxes. I have some boxes of 12 gauge Kent Fast Steel so old that the sticker on top says like $11.
I have a couple. I actually went through my ammo stash the other day, just trying to figure out what I needed to get for last year. And I think I had, out of all the boxes I had, I think 2 of them were not Kent, and they were Federal. I think.
Okay.
I
have a stack of Federal Steel 6s I use for doves.
that was the steel I had was Federal 6s. I think because I couldn't find because our local place shotgun shells selection really tanked after they sold out.
Tanked. Yeah.
So I think I couldn't find the 6s when I went them. So I'll have to
Yeah.
go. So that's why I bought Federals. And they
I
shot-
saw Ranch Gnome has a good selection still.
Yeah.
Or is that what you're talking about?
No,
You're talking about.
I was talking about Sportsman.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ranch Gnome, which is a local. I don't know how to describe Ranch Gnome.
Feed and farm.
Feed and
store
farm,
plus shotgun.
home improvement, shotguns, guns, hunting
Yeah.
store. Yeah.
Sure.
And clothing.
Yeah.
Like Western clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like outdoor clothing. Anyhow. Yeah, they had a good selection of fast steel in 20 and 12 gauge in a variety of
True.
loads. So I'll probably go there and grab a couple boxes and be good for the season of 20. If I shoot 12, it'll be more than good, but I'll be shooting about 20. Yeah. We were actually talking about this in our Discord channel, which is a link is in the podcast description. So if you're interested in continuing this conversation, if you message in there, usually someone's like on their phone at all times. Like if I send a message, like it can be 3 a.m. and someone will message back and be like, "Oh yeah, what's up?" Like we'll talk shotguns, dogs, whatever we're talking. Random weird stuff.
Yeah.
Subarus.
Yeah.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. So check that out if you're interested and want to kind of continue the conversation. And then we have like episode discussions too. So we can kind of talk about topics in the episode or whatever, or guests or that kind of thing. Anyhow. Yeah, some guns I ran across that were kind of interesting when I was kind of just what I did. Geez, okay, I have like a mud stain on my pants from Bridget just dropping her nasty ass tennis ball on my leg over and over and over again. It's pretty gross. Like I have to change clothes after this. Anyhow, I went to a chatbot, AI chatbot, and said, here's the kind of gun I want. I listed off all the specifications, like what would you recommend? And it gave me a bunch. And then as I'm clicking through those, I'm finding other ones. And it sent me a bunch of like ones you'd expect, like the big ones, like the B companies and like Bronchi and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's going through those lists. And then I'm like, send me more obscure companies. It's sending me ones like, oh, I've heard of these, but yeah, these are more obscure. I'm like, try to find companies I've never heard of. And it was finding tiny little manufacturers in Italy and stuff. And I'm like, all right, it's probably a little too far now. Yeah. But in that search, I found a couple that were like making me think. One I thought was cool. We talked about this a little bit, Jared, already, but off air. Let me find my link to it here. Is the Satori 725 Feather Super Light Straight Stock 12 gauge 26-inch barrels. It weighs just over 5 pounds. Jared's immediate reaction was,
that's gonna suck.
That's gonna suck. And it's true. That's something I probably never would buy.
Yes.
But it seems like in my brain, this is what it seems like. The straight stock tells me fast action.
Yep.
Tight spaces.
Yep.
Right. That screams at me.
Yeah.
Because as I'm thinking side by side.
Yeah.
Obviously this is a single trigger.
Sure.
It's 12 gauge. It may come in 20, but I've only seen it in 12. So you're shooting 12 gauge,
Mhm.
tight action. 26-inch barrels also tells me tight cover,
Yeah.
quick shots,
Yeah.
super light, whippy, and fast. There's kind of point and
Yep.
shoot situation. I'm thinking this is like, this is for people who don't live around here. This is like not a great. There's tighter places to hunt, but like for us, I'll give a name: Lost Island.
Yeah.
When you get in some of those places where it's just like
Thick cover.
thick. So this is a piece of public land along the Snake River. There's no hot spotting. This is a very well known
Yeah.
spot. Like if you're going to go there, you're not going to go there
Yeah.
if you live anywhere around here. Because I'm also not saying the hunting's that great. It's not.
It's in the game pamphlet.
It's in the game
Actually
pamphlet.
listed
It's
as
not
the
crazy.
place.
It's not like
Yeah.
there's so many birds there. It's like there's as many birds there as anywhere else.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but there's like some really tight spots there. At least for where we live, which is the desert. There's some
Yeah.
tight spots there where you need to be real quick. Like if I don't get a bird there, but I see them, it's because I'm just not quick enough.
Yeah.
And so that my brain went to something like that. Like this would be a gun I would take to certain places.
Yeah.
And someone's hot rodding down the road here. Certain places, and I wouldn't shoot all the time, so it wouldn't be to my shoulder all season long.
Sure.
I wouldn't take it to the clay range.
True.
I also have like once to like shoot it. You know, it wouldn't be a common thing you take and shoot all the time.
I think like that gun would be okay if you ran like just trap loads through it. It'd probably be fine.
That's true.
But and I think like
If I'm shooting 3-inch,
I think that
Game
gun I'd
loads.
almost like play it like differently. I think.
okay, tell me about
And
it.
what I would do is I would run like lighter loads to that thing, almost 20 gauge loads.
Right.
And the reason for that is because you're going to have the bigger barrel, your shot string should theoretically
Be shorter.
shorter.
Right.
So you should have a pretty like dense pattern.
Right.
That's got a very short.
So you're talking running 2 3/4.
Yeah.
like 1 ounce?
It's like 1 ounce, 7/8 ounce, I mean 15/16, running like 16 gauge, like running some like sub gauge, I guess, loads through that thing.
If you had to shoot steel, then
If you had to shoot steel,
because we pretty much do it more than half the places, so we just shoot steel or non-tox.
I think like the Kent, because I know Kent makes a couple decent ones, obviously.
Yeah.
They make I want to say the one I used last year was a Fast Steel Upland number 6s, and I want to say it was in 1 1/8 at 1400, which wasn't bad. I know Federal makes a couple, and then Kent does too. 1 ounce, straight 1 ounce loads at around the 1375, 1400.
Yeah.
That's my that's my early season dove loads.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I think something like that would probably be pretty decent out of that gun.
I'm thinking like tight quarters. You're walking through
Yeah.
a thicket of Russian olive trees.
Yeah.
And a covey of quail starts
Yeah.
busting out. And
Yeah.
valley quail usually don't all bust at once. They
Sure.
kind of trickle out
Yeah.
as they come. So the first one is probably going to be safe for
Yeah.
most people, most folks.
Yeah.
Especially in the situation I'm talking about. But like 1 or 2 later, like you're kind of pointing and shooting.
Yeah.
This would be the gun for if you wanted to spend almost $3,000 on a gun just for that particular purpose. This
Yeah.
is probably the one to get. Will I ever do that? Probably not. But I was, Sophie and Bones over here. Bones is like, we are best friends.
Yeah.
And Sophie's like, we're not friends.
Now he's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine with him.
Everything's cool.
Yeah, but it's kind of like one of those like, every situation has a gun kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's always like kind of the jack of all trades,
Yeah.
which is kind of what we usually go for and carry.
Yeah.
And we try to kind of get in that niche, but you could, if you want to just spend all your money on guns,
Yeah.
you could kind of get jack of all trades.
It's a
Or not jack of all trades,
Yeah.
specialist guns. Yeah.
It's fun. It's like a fun thought experiment.
Exactly. That's all I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a fun thought experiment. Like, what would you do if you had this? Like, where would you use it, kind of thing? I do that. It's fun to, especially during the off season.
Oh, yeah.
Make those kind of conversations.
Yeah. The other side of that, another gun I found, and let me get this name right, because it's a guy I'd never heard of before, and which was surprising to me, was the Benelli Raffaello. I'm not sure how you even pronounce it. Raffaello. So it's like they make short limited runs of these. The one I'm looking at is like a 50th anniversary run of like 1,000 guns. And there's still some for sale. I saw like Cabela's. You could have them shipped, to your Cabela's or whatever. I think they're done being made. There's just some out there being sold
Yeah.
still. But it's like okay, I'm gonna take us back. When I first saw it, I saw it on a YouTube video. I'm like, what the hell is this? I've never seen.
Yeah.
I thought I knew all the Benellis were.
Sure.
And I have an attraction to Benelli semi-autos, even though I'm not a big semi-auto guy.
with the Super Black Eagle.
I don't know what it is, to be honest.
So, but you like that was the thing when we were.
That was the gun. Maybe you're
That was
right.
the gun when we were growing
And my
up.
grandpa bought one, and
Yeah.
I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah.
And my brother always had his Nova, and like it just. I think when we were younger in our 20s, they were like this. They were duck hunters,
We were
but
duck hunters, and that was the duck gun.
they were also like people called them like space age guns, Star Wars
Yeah.
guns, because they're all plastic.
Yep.
And they had a certain look to them. It wasn't a traditional shotgun look
Yeah.
per se, but I think to people at the right age at that time
Yeah.
was like, I don't care. I like the way that looks.
Yeah.
And I was that person
Had
for
the iced
sure.
up rib.
Yes.
Yes, and it had the angle boxy
The
kind
angle-
of like
it-
angles. And
It
all the
looked
stuff.
cool.
It did look.
They threw
good.
some Max 4 on there and it just looked
Yeah,
so cool.
yeah. It-
Um,
that was the gun. I get it.
so now when I see Benellis,
Yeah.
especially but now it's like when I see the Benellis that are wood
Mhm.
and either blued receivers
Sure.
or just the silver receivers,
Yeah.
like that's tickling me even more now because now it's like I see the over under thing, it's mixing with that, and something in my brain jumbles around. I'm like,
Exactly.
I really like that, even
Yeah.
though I don't like shooting semi-autos that much. Anyhow, so that had me looking at the Montefeltro,
Mhm.
which like there's the lower end one that has a blued receiver,
Sure.
low end wood, but it looks fine.
Yeah.
I
I mean, low end when it comes to Benelli's.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's like $1,400.
Yeah.
Or you can spend $2,000 and get like silver receiver and it has some engraving on it, and
Sure.
it doesn't look that bad. I think they have some gold inlaid stuff on it.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy, but it looks good. It's tasteful. And I'm looking at those. These are great. I'm not sure which one I would pick even.
Yeah.
But I saw this gun, this other one I'm talking about, and I saw this video on it, and I'm looking at the engraving on this gun, and it has wood, and it has very, very nice wood,
Mhm.
very nice wood for Benelli.
Mhm.
Silver receiver, and the shapes are there from the Benellis, only for whatever reason it's even more pronounced, and so
Right.
it just screams Benelli when you look at it.
Yeah.
But the engraving is so intricate. It's probably not hand done. It's probably like 6-axis laser and maybe hand finished.
Sure.
But the engraving is gorgeous.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at this gun in this video, and I'm like, that's a $10,000 gun.
Yeah.
And I'm usually looking at over-unders with that look, maybe
Sure.
from Caesar Guerini or something. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's about a $8,000-$10,000 gun with that
Yeah.
kind of engraving and that level of quality. It's $2,900. Still a lot for a gun, a lot for a semi-auto, a lot for a Benelli. I'm like, well, that's not like insane.
Right.
I wouldn't want a semi-auto for me personally, but like that's an option for someone who's like,
Yeah.
I want a classy looking gun. I want 3 shots. I like
Sure.
semi-autos. I like Benellis. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know much more about it outside of the review I watched was positive.
Yeah.
You know, like
Off the
no
Benelli, so-
one had complaints about it in
Yeah.
the review. But another gun I thought was interesting, kind of looking around, and it's like another thought experiment.
Yeah.
Like if I was a semi-auto guy, that's the gun I might aspire to get.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting, but I don't know. I've shot Benellis, like, and I have a Stoger, which is in that family.
Yeah.
Like I have a Stoger. What is it? The
Keith, no, it's
A3. Is it A? Jeez, I can't even know.
No, the P is the pump.
Oh my gosh.
3,000.
Maybe the 3000. I mean, it shoots 3-inch, not 3500 to 3.5-inch
Yeah.
gun. But it's like the camo and everything, and that
Yeah.
was like my duck gun for a while.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that same feel. It's not a Benelli, obviously, but it's the
Benelli
same
lineage.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've shot my brother's Benelli and my grandpa's, and they're great. I just like them, but I don't know. A couple thought experiments there on guns, but there's a lot of good ones out there. It's fun to think about, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see if I end up getting one or not. But my thought was first paycheck.
Yeah.
For his first class I'm teaching.
Yeah.
It's like the right amount to go grab a new gun that's not crazy expensive. It's like it just has to happen. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll have podcasts in the future. Sit down here looking at my new whatever I run across.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, anyhow, the dogs are still around. They're starting to pant a little bit. Put water. I'm not sure if they remember that there is water available to them, but it looks like
We're having fun.
Bridget still wants tennis ball thrown. I'll give her another one here. Actually, watch. Throw it to Soph. Oh, that pisses Bridget off. If I throw it directly at Sophie's mouth, she will catch it. But it's her only chance of getting the ball instead of Bridget. Bridget's looking at me now like I betrayed her. Yeah, she doesn't understand why I would even do that. Anyhow, anything else, Jared, for the good of the podcast?
No, I think you're good. This is I'm excited for the slow trickle into upland season. So
Yeah, we're there, man.
Yeah.
We're staring at it, ready to go. Yeah, I'm not sure how much dev I'm gonna do. This last year was so hot on September
Yeah.
1st. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get into dev this year. I mean, if it cools down, I probably will. If it's 100 degrees again on September 1, I don't know if I can do it.
Early morning. I think I hunted early morning. for
That's what you'd have to
2
do.
hours, and then I stopped, and I think I might have hit the evening, and then stopped for like 2 hours.
I was doing evening like at 5 p.m. to
Yeah.
like whenever, I think
Yeah.
7:30 ish is when
Yeah.
shooting time ends. And it's just unbearable when it's triple digits that
True.
day.
But it's the good, like, you're gonna get out. Get out,
I know. I probably will. I'm saying that now. I probably will.
Yeah,
Like, how do you not?
exactly.
Did you get your license yet for the season?
I did not. I waited till after I forgot that even though he texted me,
I did.
that it went up 38%.
Yeah, Washington State
after
raised their hunting licenses.
July 1st, and just totally spaced it and didn't buy it. So I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now you can wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mine. I think it's sitting in the mailbox right now. I saw it in my email this morning. That was in my mailbox. So go grab it. Yeah, at least duck stamps are the same price. That's federal. So we got something going for us in
True.
Washington here. Yeah, we could talk about hunting the guns in Washington for a while, but we don't have to do that for our listeners. That's not a fun conversation. Anyhow, with that, I guess, thanks for listening to another episode of the Go Flush Yourself podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Go Flush Yourself podcast. You can continue the conversation on our Discord server. The link is in the podcast description. You can also follow along with Matt and Jared on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to support the podcast, you can subscribe to the Go Flush Yourself on Patreon for the easy monthly cost of only $2. You can also check out our shop and pick up a Go Flush Yourself sticker, shirt, or other merchandise. All links are in the podcast description.